Barron shared, as explained previously. Element 3. This element is the same as element 2 for first-degree torture murder. This has previously been discussed in this decision as to both defendants and need not be repeated here. Element 4. Both the forced deprivation of liquids and the blunt force trauma to the head constitutes acts involving the infliction of extreme physical pain and suffering on Anthony Avalos. Although defendant Barron is an actual perpetrator for the dehydration cause of death, the finding of intent to kill by defendants Barron satisfies the required finding on aider and abettor liability under SB 1437 and the special circumstance allegation. This concludes the findings of fact and conclusions of law on count 1. As for counts 2 through 4, the court, as a trier of fact, will not make detailed findings of fact, as many of the facts related to these counts have already been discussed ante. This is permitted as California law has never required a court, when it is sitting as a trier of fact in a criminal case, to make findings of fact or conclusions of law at the guilt phase of trial. See People v. Golston at 58 Cal 2nd, 535, pages 539 to 540. Count 2. For the crime charged in count 2, torture in violation of Penal Code section 206, the court finds defendant Kareem Ernesto Leiva guilty of torture in violation of Penal Code section 206. The court also finds defendant Heather Maxine Barron guilty of torture in violation of Penal Code section 206. Count 3. For the crime charged in count 3, child abuse in violation of Penal Code section 273A, subdivision A, for the victim, Rafael O, the court finds defendant Kareem Ernesto Leiva guilty of child abuse in violation of Penal Code section 273A, subdivision A. The court finds the grave bodily injury allegation within the meaning of Penal Code section 12022.7, subdivision E, to be not true. The court also finds defendant Heather Maxine Barron guilty of child abuse in violation of Penal Code section 273A, subdivision A. Count 4. For the crime charged in count 4, child abuse in violation of Penal Code section 273A, subdivision A, for the victim Destiny O, the court finds defendant Kareem Ernesto Leiva guilty of child abuse in violation of Penal Code section 273A, subdivision A. The court also finds Heather Maxine Barron guilty of child abuse in violation of Penal Code section 273A, subdivision A. This concludes the court's verdicts. Pursuant to section 1167, these findings shall be entered in the minutes for today. All right, that concludes the reading of the verdicts. Now that the verdicts have been read into the record, we need to discuss future dates for sentencing and any other legal matters that will need to be addressed. So, on this, I'll turn to the defense side. Mr. Chambers.
Yeah, just a moment here.
Yes.
Does the court prefer Friday?
No, it doesn't have to be a